You've just landed in Rome, in the year 80 AD. Think you'll see heroic gladiators and impeccable white marble? Wrong. Before you even get a chance to take a selfie at the Colosseum, something invisible has already started to kill you. Forget your school books. Here are the 7 real threats that would wipe out a modern human in less than a day. And the last one will make you thankful you live in the 21st century. Rome, the eternal city. To us, it is a symbol of power and philosophy. But if you were transported there right now, your journey would end in tragedy before the sun even sets. The problem isn't just the lack of internet, it's that your body is a product of a sterile and safe environment. Rome in 80 AD is a hostile ecosystem, a concrete jungle where every detail of daily life is a deadly trap. Are you ready to see the dark side of history? Before we explore the dangers, understand one thing. In Rome, death is everyone's closest neighbor, and she doesn't distinguish between citizens and time travelers. Threat 1. Biological shock. The first attack on your senses isn't visual, it's olfactory. Rome doesn't have the sewage system you imagine. Yes, the Cloaca Maxima existed, but it served mainly to drain swamps, not to clean the city. The smell of ammonia is unbearable. Why? Because human urine was collected in pots on street corners to be used by laundries, the fulues, as a cleaning agent to whiten togas. Your modern respiratory system, accustomed to air conditioning and filters, would collapse under the acidity of the air. But the real danger is invisible. Feeling thirsty? You walk to one of the famous marble fountains. The water looks clean, but it is loaded with parasites and bacteria your gut has never seen. A single sip, and in a few hours you would be incapacitated with severe dysentery. In a world without IV fluids or rehydration, that is a swift death sentence. But the water and the smell are just the beginning. Imagine being weak-kneed from infection and needing help. Who would you call? Threat number 2, the law of the strongest. In Rome, public safety as we know it does not exist. There is no emergency number, no neighborhood patrols concerned with your well-being. If you are robbed, beaten, or cheated, justice is strictly private. The city is governed by a system of clientelism. If you don't belong to an influential family or don't have a powerful patron to protect you, you are, essentially, fair game. Bumping into the wrong man in the forum or looking the wrong way at a legionary on break could result in a beating no one will dare to stop. To the Romans, a foreigner without connections is less than a slave. They are a nobody. Without documents, without identity, you would disappear in the narrow alleys of Subura and no one would ever find your body. Threat 3, deadly fast food. Hungry and without money for grand banquets, you look for a popina, the Roman equivalent of street bars. What you see is terrifying to modern science. The main dish is almost always accompanied by the famous garum. Imagine fish cuts left in the sun to ferment or rather rot for months. To the Romans, it was a delicacy. To your stomach, it's a cocktail of botulism and extreme food poisoning. But the real killer is more subtle. Wine, the most common drink, was often sweetened with sapa, a syrup boiled in lead cauldrons. The result is lead acetate, a potent neurotoxic poison. A quick meal in Rome could result in excruciating cramps, kidney failure, and permanent brain damage before dawn. Threat 4, the dictatorship of lead. It wasn't just in the food. Roman engineering, admired for centuries, had a fatal flaw: the plumbing. The famous pipes that carried water to wealthy homes were made of lead. If you were lucky enough to be invited to a mansion, you'd be drinking a daily dose of poison. Lead poisoning, or Saturnism, causes irritability, memory loss, and paralysis. In your already weakened state, the lead would act as a catalyst for your physical decline. You would feel dizzy, confused, and unable to react to the chaos around you. Rome wasn't just loud, it was chemically dangerous for any organism not adapted over generations. Threat 5, urban hell. If you decide to rest in an insula, the Roman apartment buildings, you've entered a fire trap. These constructions were made of wood and low-quality bricks piled on top of each other. Fires were so common they happened almost every hour. With no professional fire department and streets so narrow that people could shake hands from opposite windows, a small lamp knocked over on the ground floor meant death by suffocation for everyone on the upper floors. Rome's air is heavy with wood and charcoal smoke, which would cause you an immediate respiratory crisis. There are no emergency exits, no fire escapes, only panic and unbearable heat. Threats 6 and 7, the plague and the skin. On every corner you touch surfaces shared by thousands. Rome is a paradise for parasites. Fleas, bedbugs, and lice are omnipresent, even among the elite. Without antibiotics or antiseptic soaps, a small cut on your foot caused by the sharp stones of the streets would quickly turn into gangrene. And then we have epidemic diseases. In a city of 1 million people living in precarious hygiene conditions, smallpox and typhus are always lurking. Your 21st century immune system is like modern software trying to run on 2,000-year-old hardware. It simply crashes. You would die not from a gladiator's sword, but from a skin infection that today we would solve with a simple bandage and some ointment. If you survived all 7 of these threats, congratulations, you are a biological miracle. But now the sun is setting, and in Rome, the night doesn't belong to humans, it belongs to something much darker. When the lights go out and the sound of wagons begins to echo off the stone walls, the city transforms into a nightmare that history books are afraid to describe. Do you want to know what really happened in the streets of Rome after midnight? What lurked in the shadows of the taverns? Subscribe now and hit the bell, because part 2 will change everything you think about the past. See you next time, if you survive.